All right, what's up everybody? So today I got my Colorado in my garage because my wife crashed it on Christmas Eve, sadly. But thankfully everybody was good. She was good, the other people were good. It wasn't that big of a crash, it was literally at a light. So this is what happened right here. Let's get straight into it. Now I have already pulled it out a little bit. I did grab from this side here and I pulled out because this side here was pretty much like almost touching the tire. When I turned, it would rub really bad. So I had to trailer it home. I had to, thank goodness I have another truck and a trailer and I was able to go pick it up that same night. Thank goodness it didn't get towed. Like there's so many good things that happened out of this accident. And on the extra bright side, I finally get to work on my Colorado. We're gonna work on this baby. Now I have worked on it the other day. As you can tell, I zip tied this so I could drive it around the yard. Or no, this was to get it on and off the trailer. And then I hooked on my come along to a tree onto here, and I was dragging the car. This bumper and the mounts are like super strong. I was dragging the car, parking brake, everything, and I had to start hammering that side. I'd pull it and then I'd whack the crap out of this here with the sledgehammer just to get it off of that tire. So I was able to move it, I'd say about like 2.5 inches, like 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I was able to get it out, but it looks like the radiator support also got hit because all this light here sucked in. So that's what I want to do now. So I want to pop the hood and get this grill out, get these lights out, so that way I can start ordering. I know I need this bumper, and then I know I need this bottom plastic, but the bottom lip is still good, so I could reuse that lip. The grill is somewhat reusable that I see so far. I'm not sure, I gotta get into it, but I do know that it has a little bit of a crack right here. So that's something that we're right on that corner that might always pop up. So something that for now it's perfectly fine. It does have these gouges here too. For now it's perfectly fine, but on a show level eventually we'll swap that grill out too. So let's get into it. Let's pop this hood open, see what we got underneath here, and check it out. Now I will say this is about the only Colorado in the world that comes with its own fish tank. There might be a few things alive in there too. Now for those of you guys, whoa, wait, easy now. For those of you guys that don't know, I do have this 5.3 over here that I have been slowly building, and I got this 4080E that I haven't opened or touched. It's supposed to be a running transmission. I want to build this, but this motor is completely done, painted and all. I just have to put the injectors back on, things like that. So something that I haven't done much video on, but I do have this LS swap that I've had before this Colorado, and I got the Colorado for this setup here. So I hope to be jumping on that soon. Hopefully this year kind of gets the ball rolling to spending some money on this beauty right here. Okay, yeah, so this thing here cracked. Yeah, forget about this grill. Oh yeah, because this whole grill is with the light socket, so this thing cracked in multiple places. Now don't get me wrong, on a patch-up level, you know, all this could be epoxied and glued and, you know, somewhat kind of pushed back in, but you know, you cannot expect, you know, quality, you know, reusing these things. Okay, what are we? Oh, hey, trying to recycle, but I do want to get all this stuff underneath so I could check out that radiator support and see if I could pull that radiator support. Then I could get this fender to get that buckle out and hopefully kind of shift in. So let's see. Oh, that is just broken off. Oh yeah, that whole light corner is, yeah, we're gonna have to get a new light, so forget about that. This side over here looks like it just popped off. Alright, let me get my flathead. It's got like a little clip right here. And we're gonna pop that off and pop this off and bada bing, bada boom. We're good. Look at that. The grill just came right off. Oh, okay. We see some damage. We see some damage. Look at that right there. So one clip goes here, one goes here, one goes there. None of them were on. But we got this one here for the bumper. Okay. And this light is just hanging out. This sucker here got hit. This AC line here. And AC still works, so we have no leaks. But this here got pushed in. This flap here, it shredded it, pretty much sliced this sucker. At least the little bottom lip, it's not fully broken or nothing, but the bottom lip got shaved off. And this piece here really just kind of helps to hold the grill in. This bumper was pushed back, as you could tell, a good 2.5 inches. Down here, this frame piece hit this radiator support. So starting here, it kind of got hit. Then this bar piece also hit here and crimpled. And then we got the bumper pulled out, but this corner here, the bumper is bolted onto this corner and it's sucked in, which is why I got this fender here kind of buckled out. So it tells me that this whole corner, which including probably from like, which is gonna affect almost the whole way down almost, but I'd say from halfway to here all the way to this corner is really like all kind of pushed in. So back here might be pushed in 2 inches, but up here might be pushed 1 inch, and then back here might be pushed like 1/4. Once we go pulling this in, it'll also kind of suck that side back in a little bit. It's just part of the hit. This side gets hit, all of it kind of stretches out this way. I think we could even see with like the radiator how here we have such a tight gap and here we have an open gap. But you would think, well, this side got hit, why would this side have an open gap? Well, it's because the bottom got pushed in and the top got pulled out. I think I might be able to, you know, to hook onto these places and kind of come along. I gotta get the bumper off, but come along and I should be able to pull all this out, at least to close specs, you know, enough to get this fender to buckle back in, straighten everything out. So I think I could make it work. The bad side is that since this panel here is connected to this this wheel well, and by it being pushed back 2 inches, it seems like this is all connected. So it wasn't like there was a space in between. So if this here got pushed back 2 inches, there's a good chance that this wheel well somewhere inside is probably creased also, just like this fender here. Maybe not as bad as a fender, but again, it's somewhat creased. So now if we pull this out, I need to find where that crease is so I can help massage it and get it straight and, you know, pulled out together. Because if I just pull on this, yeah, that crease might go down a little bit, but it could break the welds or the seam seal and then separate the panels. That kind of tends to happen if you're like trying to come along on a door skin, you know, or something like that. Like you can pull that seam seal and that door skin off. So yeah, I still don't know. I guess I'm still happy, but not as happy. I thought this wheel would be bent, but I didn't think it was gonna be like connected to the wheel well. So now I kind of feel like that's gonna have a crease somewhere in there. And then now when I pull that sucker out, there's a chance where fitment issue, alignment issues. And then if I do decide to change out the radiator support, since this is pretty much like all one piece, I think they sell it to you like all one piece. Then now the next thing is, okay, cool, that's great, but now that wheel well is probably bent up too. So now I'd have to do it right by the book, this thing would be totaled, to be honest. If this thing were to be in the dealer and they're gonna do radiator support plus that wheel well, paint everything, you know, possibly change the front bumper, the plastic, they'd probably end up swapping this fender out also. The hood they'll probably save, unless, because really it's just this piece up here, but I don't know, you know, they might save it, they might not. So therefore it would put this thing totaled. So yeah, I don't know. It's all good in the hood. Let's get this bumper pulled off, and then that way we can get an idea of where would I pull it, where would I grab it. But all of this stuff is like pretty pretty strong. Like everything is pretty strong. It's not thin. Like this one here is kind of thin. You know, this one here you can grab some pliers and bend it, and even by hand. But all these other parts, all these parts here, it don't seem like it's gonna pull out too easy. So we're gonna have to get it with the come along, and just little by little. As long as I don't have to get it out perfect, but as long as I could get it where the light fits good, you know, the grill fits good, the fitment, which that pretty much means perfect. So enough said. Let me get this bumper pulled off, and then we'll look at it from there. Let's go. All right, so we got this bumper dropped down. Now, pretty simple bumper, not bad. So that's nice. Now we can see more of what is going on down here. And ain't nothing but little Pilates is what we need to do here. A little stretching, you know, that's really about it. So this bracket here is what the bumper kind of sits on and bolts onto. This thing here is pushed back. So it's not pushed back like inches, it's like tilted. So it's welded on this back side, it's welded. So this here, I'll get the come along, hook it on here, pull that sucker back out, and we'll see how that works out. It should work out. If it breaks or whatnot, then we'll re-weld it. That's not a big deal. The next thing is this body. Jimbo. I don't want no French kissy right now, Jimbo. I don't want the old wet licky right now, Jimbo. Your breath stinks, Jimbo. Jesus, Jimbo. Good boy, Jimbo Bimbo. Jimbo's he's supposed to protect me, but I think I protect him. All right, so this mount right here, this body cushion, looks like it also got pushed back quite a bit. So the more I look at it, the harder this thing looks like it got hit. Let's lay down here and see what we see. Okay, so it looks like I could pull this corner out pretty nice. So it looks like this outside body panel. Okay, it looks like it kind of has three. So it has like the inner fender, has radiator support, and then part of this outside thing. But this thing here is pushed back. So dang, yeah, this thing is hit quite nasty. So this bracket here also, this is nothing but just hammer it, and then we'll re-weld it. It looks like it kind of split right here. So we'll hammer that into place, straighten that out. This bracket here, you can tell that it kind of bent right here, and then here's kind of pushed in. So we'll grab that, we'll pull it out, and we'll get that pulled out as best as possible. This is not a big deal. This is not a big deal. Hopefully this doesn't become the worst deal, but this lineman here does get me a little worried. Now it's not the end of the day, you know, because it doesn't affect his driving that bad, but it is a little concern. And then again, especially if one day I drop it and, you know, trying to drive like a crazy man, I want it to be, you know, safe and you know, good on there. So the downside, there's not much to grab onto. So what I'm thinking of is pull this out, and then yes, I could pull this corner out, which is nice, but I can't just pull this corner out. This centerpiece here also has to get pulled out. So that's the part that I have to now think of. And I can't just grab like this hole right here. I can't just grab this and pull out, because again, there's like 2 or 3 panels that are connected on there. So if I grab this little panel or grab on here and pull out, there's a good chance that it's gonna start ripping and disconnect the other panel. So I guess the main thing that really kind of gets my nerves going, I guess, is just this body mount thing right here. I'm not sure. You know, I feel like I could pull this out, you know, as much as I need, this out as much as I need, but I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to pull this center out. You know, is there a way that I could grab onto it, grab the winch, and get it from that screw? If I could do that, oh man, that would be a game changer, because now I'm not grabbing it from from this little outside panel. I'm grabbing it from the screw. All that center there has to be like, you know, reinforced. So if I can grab it from that screw and then pull it from that screw, that should give me that little crinkle out that I need. And then I can pull that corner out and then pull the screw out, pull that corner out, and then I can bend all this by hand. And I think that's gonna be the key, to be honest. So yeah, I guess that's the inside of my little pickup truck build on the little hiccup that we're dealing with right now. It ain't nothing. It ain't no big deal. This is a 1-2, skip a few, be back on the road on no time. Probably gonna leave the bumper off for now. I do want to see if tomorrow I can pull this side out, get it as straight as possible, and then get the grill and the lights back on, just so I can kind of drive it and have some kind of lights and stuff as I order the bumper and get that going. And then as we are brainstorming and planning out for this future V8 build, like I said, the motor's pretty much completely built. I do have a low kit oil pan for it that I have to swap out that's already painted, and pretty much just kind of building the intake, you know, putting the injectors on, the coils, but that's it. Everything is pretty much done. The transmission also, I'm in debation. I did want to build it because the motor is kind of somewhat built for boost, as in like head studs, multi-layer head gaskets, cam valve springs, things like that. It's just basic, nothing really crazy to it, but it is built. It's built to hold some boost. I got the ring gaps done to it and all that. So the idea was I wanted to build this 4080, so that way whenever put it all together ready, and then that way in the future when I get another little chunk of money, I could just turbo it. Boy, I don't know. I really want to get this thing in there so bad, and I'm tired of spending money. A part of me just wants to get this thing mocked up and get it in there, because there's more to come. I do want to change the rear end out. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the drive shaft. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the wiring done. I might have to hire somebody to come help me with that. So for all of those reasons, I'm really talking myself out on building that 480E, and just saving that money, and let's just get this thing going. Once it's going and rolling, then everything's plugged in. I don't know, then from there I could, you know, I'd have to re-drop it, but it's just drop it, build it, and then slide it back in and get this thing on the road. Versus right now, I could drop over $1,000 on building that transmission. That's in parts alone. That's in parts alone. I could drop over $1,000 to build that transmission. And then between the drive shaft, the rear end, who knows? You know, maybe the motor has an issue and then it's just more money sitting there. So I'm gonna crack it open and see how it looks. If everything looks really good, then I'm probably just gonna go with it. If it does look kind of burnt out and whatnot, then I'm gonna rebuild it. I'm just gonna take the time and rebuild it. Boy, this is like a long time I haven't had this little truck in my garage, and it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see. Ooh. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna try to work on pulling this stuff out, and then try to get that grill back on, the lights back on. So tomorrow, that's really my goal. That's what I'm working on tomorrow. Trying to get that pulled out. The sun just went down. If not, I would have pulled it out there and at least get as much as I can done. But you guys stay tuned, because Picosito's coming alive. I do have quite some plans for it, so I am very excited. Heard about this news, but it excites me because I have a reason to work on it. So I'm in here working on it. I've been dying to work on it. And now looking in here, just how dirty it is, I just can't believe that I don't really ever wash this car. You know, as much as I want to work on it, I don't keep up with it, to be honest. I mean, it's just a car to get me around. So I do plan to do a nice show paint job on this thing. Keeping it the same color, might be a little bit of a shade or two off. I kind of like that deep dark red, so I do like this red. So something along the family of these reds. It might not be the exact same original paint code. I'm probably gonna go with something different. I'm thinking like a candy or something, but in that dark kind of family. So stay tuned for that. make sure you follow, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be talking about a lot of car stuff and a lot of paint stuff, as you already know it. I'm going to let you guys go. I am going to just sit here and just look at it. And just look at it a little bit more. That's what I'm going to do here for the next 10-20 minutes. I'll let you guys go. Tomorrow we will jump into pulling this thing out. Let's figure out how we can pull this thing out. So let's jump into tomorrow. Let's go.